scheduled already to visit this morning with District 6 Councilwoman Melissa Cabello Havrda, talk specifically about things happening in her district, but we're going to still have her on, obviously, but we want to start off with, as we bring the Councilwoman in here, a statement that you released yesterday, and in part, I'll just read it. It says, "Our hearts are broken, lives have been shattered. Today's mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde is shocking proof that the unthinkable is not impossible. The people of San Antonio stand shoulder to shoulder with the people of Uvalde. We mourn deeply the loss of so many innocent children's lives and ask, what will it take to keep our children safe?" So I guess first off, why did you feel, Councilwoman, the need, or what moved you to release a statement like that, and how are you feeling about this?
Well, that's exactly it. I really was moved. I was at an event yesterday when I heard about the shooting in Uvalde, and my heart just sunk, like everybody else. I immediately texted my kids who were still in school. I'm sure so many parents did. And it's, you know, I know it's a cliche, but you just never think something like that is going to happen here near us in San Antonio and near, you know, so close to our neighbors in Uvalde. And I thought, you know, kids are going to be asking about the shooting. I had to come home and sit down with my children and talk with them about what happened. As a city leader, I want to focus on the need for mental health counseling for kids. Children have regular drills at school, which I think already is kind of a mental disturbance, you know, that they have to have these drills at school. And I know that school counselors are going to be prepared today to talk with their students and their children. And it really was just something that immediately, you know, I thought, you think about your own family, your own children, and grieve, of course, for the children, the lives that are lost, and the families that are dealing with this today.
I don't know if you were at City Hall yesterday or how much contact you've had with your fellow council members, but I just wonder what the mood is and what kind of discussions you guys have had, if any, so far.
We haven't had much discussion, but I can tell you that you know, there's a pall over City Hall. There's a pall over the whole city and really our state. And unfortunately, because this happens all over the country, our entire country is feeling this, for the pain that Uvalde feels. Our own San Antonio Fire Department has a peer support system and psychologists, and they actually sent them to the scene to assist the community in Uvalde for as long as they're needed. Yesterday, the city deployed an SAFD battalion chief, command bus, ambulance bus, medics. SAPD deployed their SWAT team and the Eagle helicopter, and even the bomb squad to go to the suspect's house. And we even have CSI now assisting the crime scene collection here in San Antonio hospitals. So I understand that the Texas Rangers are leading this investigation, but San Antonio is here to help.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we've already seen an outpouring, which is not really surprising. But you alluded to it already. I mean, in addition to Councilwoman, I mean, you also are a parent. And so myself included, we've all tried to have these conversations. What advice would you give to parents who are navigating these very difficult conversations right now, trying to process what's happening?
Well, I think the first step is having the conversation. You know, children, even very young children, they're smart, they're savvy, and we have to talk about this. I mean, you know, there is a mental health stigma, and having conversations is what's going to get us through the mental health stigma and hopefully get people in treatment. There may be youngsters who are, you know, maybe have family or friends in Uvalde, and so it's maybe a little closer to home. We have to make sure that they're being taken care of, that their mental health, number one, is being looked at and helped. And, you know, of course, that goes first for the children that were at the school, that went to school there at Robb. I'm sure, I can't even imagine what the trauma that they're dealing with today and their families. And so what I do ask is anybody that's having these conversations that may have difficulty with their children or loved ones to get some help. You know, there's counselors, there's professional mental health professionals out there who can make this a little more understandable for a child. Not that it can be understood, but
right.
You know, kind of help them through it.
And we don't, of course, there's so many questions still about this young suspect, and the suspect in the Buffalo supermarket shooting, I believe, was 18 years old as well. So don't want to make too many assumptions here, but I think the logical conclusion a lot of people make is something must not be right, or there might have been a mental health issue here. You touched on it already a couple of times, and I know that in your district you're hosting this weekend, you're hosting I guess you're calling it a mental health awareness fair.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Memorial Weekend, we're going to have a mental health awareness fair. We've been working on mental health as a city, as a community for quite some time. It'll be Saturday, May 28th. This is our way of putting together an opportunity to have people come together and understand that it's okay to talk about these things. And there's professional help out there to help not just kids, but, you know, adults that maybe don't understand that it's okay to seek help, and there is help out there. It's going to be at the Harvey Najim Children's Pavilion at the San Antonio Food Bank campus. It's on the corner of 151 and Old Highway 90. It's going to be an event for the entire family. We're going to have food and music, paletas, face painting, games, balloon animals. I feel uncomfortable talking about a fair when we're in the midst of this tragedy, but we have to continue to talk about mental health. There's still very much a stigma, and we just have to break through that. And most importantly, at the fair, we're going to have health information for people with mental health needs and many resources for families who are caring for persons with mental health issues. And in the wake, of course, of this tragedy, we're going to have somebody there specifically to talk about our neighbors in Uvalde, what they're dealing with.
For sure. So obviously this was something that was already scheduled, and in light of what happened yesterday, perhaps even more important. So that's Saturday at 11:30 there at the food bank, the Najim Children's Pavilion, as you mentioned. So
Yes,
a difficult conversation, but one that I appreciate you having with me this morning, Councilwoman. So all the best to you, and we're thinking about everybody in Uvalde this morning. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. I do ask that everybody just pray for the young lives lost and peace for their family. San Antonio stands with Uvalde.
Thank you.